Attention LEGO fan! This video is a compilation of 3 previous videos, and it is very, very lengthy. I applaud anyone who makes it all the way through. Please remember to like and subscribe. Wow, intimidating narrator man is very, very right. I will be very happy if you guys make it all the way through this video, and also, please remember to like and subscribe. I can look at video statistics and it shows that a lot of people that watch my videos actually aren't subscribed, which means they don't see all of them. Thank you very much for watching, and let's get into the full Ninja Suit collection, from the pilots all the way to Prime Empire. You can see all the standout figures, the box art figures for all of them here. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we have the original variant for all of the suits. We've got Lloyd in his little Garmadon impersonator outfit here, with the skeleton torso on the chest, the purple belt painted on there, and the green 5 foreshadowing the fact that he will be the 5th ninja, the Green Ninja. He's got the hood, the classic Lloyd piece, there's his face print. Moving on to Kai, we have the basic robes, same belt, the rope, and the golden badge. Classic 90s ninja headpiece. And then his face is just the classic Kai right there, with the scar and everything. Jay, very similar to Kai. These suits are all pretty much the same, except for the badge and a little bit of the variation in terms of the belt print, which is interesting. So Jay's goes out like that. He's got the original mask as well. The classic Jay face with the original notch in his eyebrow. Look at that. Looks great, very serious, small mouth. Didn't seem like the funny guy at the time. When we just had the sets, but then the show came out, and we all know what Jay's like. Cole has the black suit. He's got the same ropes as everyone, very similar, but he's got the little weird badge right there, the gold one. I like that one a lot. Cole, of course, the bushy eyebrows. I always thought this original face didn't look very much like the show. I felt like the eyes were a little bit too high, and the mouth was just too far from the eyes. And then for Zane, we have, of course, the White Ninja, same ropes and belt and everything, and there's the Zane face print with that signature straight mouth on all of them. Moving on to Nia, we have Nia's original outfit. You can see her phoenix symbol emblazoned down the side right there, pretty cool. This same neck piece around the collar that was kind of a dead giveaway for Samurai X at the time, you'll see that later. And then Nia has this basic bob haircut. On the other side of her face, she has this, which is either, some people say that that face is for her when she's captured, others say it's for her when she's like covering her mouth like a ninja. I subscribe to that second one, because that fits more with what happens on the card from her original Spinner set, which is why I think that is more Nia being a fighter like that. And then for Wu, we have the original Wu with the black belt, everything. There's his face, not too much to see under the beard, the new beard mold, and the tan rice cap. On the back of Sensei, we have the same symbol, it's on his chest. All the ninja, nothing on the backs. And then Lloyd has the mini cape, but he also has an alternate face print too, which is very good for the show, and it is Lloyd when he is very scared, because Lloyd definitely had lots of reasons to be very scared when he was like this. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, here we have the DX lineup. I know this isn't the Sensei official DX, but he has the gold lettering, and this was a gold, and it was kind of the second variation of their suit, so I consider this to be grouped with the DX at least. You can see they all have the dragons on there, but interestingly, these 3, of course, have the same head mold, dragon printed on their chest, which is really cool. I like the DX suits a lot. At first, I wasn't a fan of them when they were first revealed as their dragon suits, because they literally just had a dragon printed on the chest, and I didn't like that it didn't look too much like fabric. It looked more like just a pattern printed on their chests, which I was never a huge fan of, but they've definitely grown on me a lot. And you may be wondering how I have the Lloyd ones. So the Lloyd torso and legs were released with this unique Lloyd face, and a different mask, and some shoulder armor. But I actually chose to use this old 90s version of the Green Ninja mask that didn't come out in any actual Ninjago sets, but I got it on Bricklink, and I was able to put it on this figure to match the rest of them, and I think they look really, really slick all together. They have the same face prints as before, but interestingly, they actually do have a back print this time. And the back print has their symbol again, and it also has their name. Lloyd, interestingly, has that new symbol. There's Kai. There's Jay. There's Cole. My Cole's a little bit faded. And there is Zane. So I think that looks really, really cool. Definitely gives them a nice, very official look. It's like the first ones were like their training suits. This is like, man, they're actually established ninja now. And then for Sensei on the back, he has this awesome, also another dragon printed on it like that, which I think really does unite Sensei with the rest of the ninja, considering they'd be all one group. And here we have the first generation of Kendo Ninja. We have had some later on that we'll see in other videos, but this is just the first generation from the original first few episodes of the Ninjago show. Not the pilots, the actual season 1. And this is when the ninja were battling to see who would be the Green Ninja with their golden weapons. Great sequence. Offered a lot of great examples of their powers and using the golden weapons, and I really like these. But the suits are a little bit unimpressive, I would say, because they do share the same torso and leg prints as the original suits. The only thing that's added is this old 90s samurai piece, which I do love. Same face prints again. And then this nice mold with some white print on the front, which I do like quite a bit. So overall, these figures are all right. It's just a little bit unoriginal, but I think I can excuse that because I really like that this just serves as simply an add-on to their original training suits, which definitely makes sense to me. Like if they needed more armor, they would just slap it on over. Alright, now here we have the full Season 1 suits, the ZX suits. These suits are just incredible. So nostalgic for so many fans, especially these four, and the Green Ninja. Finally, officially here, this is the first minifigure of the original Green Ninja, and we also have the first Samurai X, which is very interesting. But starting with Lloyd, he's got this awesome reflective print on him. You can see right there. He's got like the metal on his suit, the great collar going down the center, the gunmetal armor. This was the only way to get that at the time. Same face print as before. We didn't get like an older Lloyd face print or anything from when he grew up, but we did get this same face print, which is good. The new mask with the crown piece on top. This was printed in a darker silver than the other silver ones. And then on the back, you can see Lloyd with the snake. A little bit of an Ouroboros on there, which I think is just so cool. So that's Lloyd. And then let's get on to Kai. Kai has gold fixtures on him. They did something really cool with these four, and they had 2 gold and 2 silver, which I just think is great. So you got 2 little duos here. Kai's was always a favorite of mine as a kid. I love the shurikens that are tucked in there. I love just the area around his shoulders, how it's more dark red. The dark red arms look really great. Same face print for Kai and everything, and then his back has the same Kai symbol in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the same one from the center of the chest of the original training suits. Jay, interestingly, in the show had a chrome arm and more chrome armor on him, but for the figure, of course, they didn't do that. But I think that's fine. Chrome's expensive to do, but I do like the fact that we have a gray arm and then a blue arm. It gives him like an asymmetrical look. It looks more armored. Confirms Jay's a righty, I guess. And then Jay's also got his symbol in there. Pretty cool. Cole is awesome as well. I always loved the little spikes, it looks like, or the scales that are on Cole's shoulder pads there. Very cool to me. He's got buckles all over the suit too, lots of straps. This is one of my favorite suits out of them all. See Cole's symbol in there again, through the center of the sword holder. By the way, these armor was new for this wave as well, and I just think this armor is so cool. Zane has some nice tan detailing on there, which we didn't see much of later, but I was really a fan of. Also some brown straps again, which I'm a fan of. Then you can see Zane's symbol in there too. And for Samurai X, like I said, the same collar as Nia. That was kind of a giveaway. When we first saw the Samurai X in the show, you would see the collar right there. A little bit obvious. There's also a nice line printing going down the legs. You can see that. You can see Nia has the same face print. And this, but this backside is very different. This is an angry Nia, and this was, I remember, the original print we saw for Samurai X, so people couldn't always tell if that was a guy or a girl, because that looks the angriness of the face sometimes made it look like a dude. And then under the armor for Nia, again, we can see that she has those nice lines going down the center of that middle strap there, and then her phoenix symbol there, of course, looks very cool. I'm a big fan of that. And then on her back, she has lots of straps and her phoenix symbol once again. And then for Sensei Wu, this was an interesting one. We got a new torso print. See the dragons on there, similar to the back of the black one, and then a nice little gray collar, and then a little version of that dragon print in the back. So overall, I think this is one of the peaks of Ninjago in terms of their suits and everything. I think these just look so nice together. And of course, the classic Samurai X looks wonderful too. Alright, and here we have the NRG Ninja. Yes, these are the true potentials of our 4 original Ninja. These suits are a little bit controversial because, well, just the idea of a true potential, because the Ninja reached their true potentials in Season 1. But now we have 12 seasons, and they're still not always considered to be masters, or it seems like there's something more they can do, so true potential is like kind of a low barrier, it seems like. But besides the story implications, I do think these are really awesome figures. They have some nice reflectivity to them. You can see Zane's right there. There's Cole's. Got some nice red reflective in there. Cole's is a little bit dark, which I think is just the detriment of printing on black. It doesn't always show up well. Jay's got some very nice reflection on there. Wow. And then Kai, of course, also has the gold reflection. And their faces are similar to some other faces that we see later, but have a little bit more detail than the Air Jitsu faces from later waves. Got some awesome glowing eyes. Cole's head's almost coming off with that one. And then Zane's. This is an interesting case for Zane because we did get Zane in like a light baby blue, which is interesting because he is normally white. And he also is the only one with different colored hands. So overall, I think these suits are really cool looking, very raw and elemental. You can see the backs. There's like almost a little bit of power cracking through on Kai's. Jay's got lightning raining down. Cole has rocks cracked on the back, of course, and Zane has ice shards. So I think these are some very cool figures and an excellent addition to any Ninjago collection. Alright, and here we have a fan favorite. Yes, these are the kimono suits. And if you notice, it's not split up between silver, silver, gold, gold. Now we have 3 gold because they made Lloyd gold. And actually Lloyd is the same base print, Kai's the same base print, Jay's the same base print, Cole is the same base print, and Zane has the same base print. So not a lot of change there. You can see Lloyd on the back has a different symbol. This is a very different one. It's like a little snake in there. The back of the print, I'll give you more little light for that. It looks very interesting. We never saw that again, to my knowledge, but then all the ninja have their same symbol on the back in the center of the sword holder again, and they just have a lot of nice detail. If you look really closely, you'll notice that all the ninja actually have different shaped buckles covering their suit, which I always thought was just a fascinating detail. Like, the designers went through all of the trouble to give Kai a little bit more sharp, Jay's more rounded, Cole's is like a hexagon, like a very circular, Zane's are triangles. Lloyd has like a clover-shaped one. It's very interesting how unique these are if you take the time to look really close at them. So yeah, I think these suits are definitely a classic. I love the episodes that they show up in, and I think these are one of Ninjago's best suits as well. Alright, next up is Rebooted, and yes, this is the first time that we got all of the ninjas' hair. Kai's hair is actually a rubbery piece, but it is a new mold. All the others were existing molds, but Kai's is brand new for this, which I think is very cool. And these are the rebooted suits. So these are the suits that the ninja used to block the facial recognition software of the Nindroids and the Borg Industries stuff. So they do have the half mask, which was also a new piece for this, which I like a lot. I think it gives a nice effect to them, and it also allowed us to get their hair, as I said, which is very cool. One of my favorite things about these suits is that the buckles actually stay the same from the kimono suits. If you look at the buckles, it's the same pattern, which I think is just so cool. But one detrimental thing about these suits is that they don't have leg print. All of the ones up until now have had leg print, so it does look a little bit plain on the bottom to see none of them with a leg print. But what are you going to do? The belts are mostly printed on the torso to avoid that. But another thing that I like about these is that you can see the element printed on the torso. Lloyd's got energy blasting out from right here. Kai's got fire burning from the belt. Jay has all of the lightning shooting out there. Cole has little cracks of magma, and then Zane has ice coming out of his symbol. I think it looks very, very cool. They all have the same face prints except for Lloyd, who actually got a new face print this year, which I thought was very cool at the time. I was like, wow, Lloyd really looks like he's growing up. It's more serious, it looks less like a little kid, and it fits more the visual style of the rest of the ninja. The old Lloyd face was a little bit different. But I have been ignoring for a little bit Tech Wu over here. He has the black beard, black version of the original mold for Sensei Wu, black legs, of course, and a half robotic face and a silver hat. Look at this guy. Very cool. You can see he also has, or you can see with the face print, it's silver printed on there, but it doesn't wrap around, but it does continue on the back, so there's a little gap on the side, which is not too great. But then he also has a little Ninjroid symbol on the back, which is very cool, and his torso print is fairly detailed for being covered up most of the time by the beard. I like that torso quite a bit. I think it really screams Ninjago and rebooted overall. But I definitely do like this figure quite a bit. Oops, I just threw him. And he really reminds me of just the good times of watching Rebooted. Alright, so now we have a very, very interesting wave of suits. These were not in one wave. They were very, very split up. First of all, Lloyd here, Zane, and Nia all came in the same set. And they had new prints. This is the stone armor variant. They're supposedly fused with the armor of the ancient stone warriors in order to block the golden powers that the Overlord possesses at the end of Rebooted. And Nia gets a new face for this. A very weird face. I did use that face for Zora, created by the Brick Rookie. Great guy in the community. Made an OC for a Ninjago contest, and it was in my series for a while, you guys will probably remember. No alternate print, but Nia does have a very, very good look for her torso armor here. Nia's technically isn't stone armor as well. This is just her Samurai X look for Rebooted, but I think it looks very, very much like the rest of them, so I always throw it in. And it also has the same kind of rugged metal pattern as a lot of the other ones do up in the shoulder pads, so I definitely allow it to be here. If you look again, the buckles on all these suits retain the same shape, which is just incredible attention to detail. But you'll notice that these three have leg print, while these two don't, because these two came in the Rebooted wave, and as you remember with the last one, they did not have leg prints, but these three were all exclusive minifigures. Kai with a minifigure box, Cole with a smaller individual minifigure box, and Jay with a book. So I really, really like those leg prints, especially Cole's. This is one of my favorite Ninjago figures of all time. Also because this exclusive face print. There's Cole doing a real happy face. Reminds me of the show a lot more than the serious face print that he's had for years. But I just really, really like this face print for Cole. And it was exclusive, although this same face print was also printed on a ghost face, but that one had an alternate face, and if you look behind this one, it does not. And then you can also see the ninja have their symbols in silver on the back. And Jay has his later face print as well. And also Kai, for some reason, they gave him an exclusive face print that doesn't have his scar. So if you want to have a happy Kai, I guess you're going to have to make him have his scar disappear and reappear every other scene. I can definitely relate to that. But yeah, the ninja have their symbols on the back. You can see like that. Interestingly, a lot of the symbols don't line up with the armor. You can see it kind of shows out under it. Doesn't line up perfectly, which is a bit annoying, but I can deal with it because it looks pretty cool otherwise. There's Kai. There's Jay. You can see it doesn't line up perfectly. Here is Cole. I showed you that. It doesn't line up. And then there is Zane's back print. But overall, I like these. They look very united. I like seeing the hair and the armor at the same time. It gives a little bit of an empty look around the neck, but I think it looks A-okay in my book. Alright, now here we have the Tournament of Elements suits. Chokin,
What?
What are you doing there?
No, I'm just standing.
He's always
Come on.
getting
Oh, come on.
Classic Chokin. But anyway, here are the Tournament of Elements suits. These are very cool because this is the first time we saw the ninja sleeveless, and that style repeated for a lot of ninja, specifically this guy later on, but it was cool to see all of them like this. Well, actually, these four, because this was an exclusive later. I'll tell you about that. But overall, you can see that they have the symbols down the chest. Looks very, very cool. You have all of their elemental symbols of these 4 ninja down the chest like that. Back prints look awesome as well. Very defined. I always like that a lot. Let's see. Some great looking back prints on those. Was always a favorite of mine. And then for Zane, also same kind of thing. But like I said, this Zane was an exclusive to a pack in 2016. And this was also an exclusive face print. And I really, really like this figure because canonically Zane was never on the island in tournament garb ever. And then he also didn't have this yellow skin at any point after rebooted, unless you're talking about him projecting himself in Season 8 and 9, but that's a whole different story. We got something really interesting on there is that this never really happened very much with the other versions of Zane's split face, split between metal and human, but this one actually wraps all the way around the side, which is just so cool. I mean, look at that. It starts all the way over there and goes all the way around. So we can see the hole on the back that reveals that he is a robot, and I think this face print was just a dedication to the fans that wanted that kind of face print for the look of Season 1, and I also did customize the hairpiece a little bit here, just to make it look like he's torn up in metal, but to show you what it looks like with a normal hairpiece, I'll grab one from a Zane back here, and I'll throw it on there. There's what it looks like normally, but also it did include a white ninja mask in this incorrectly, because the ninja never wore that kind of mask with these suits, so I never really put it on there because I don't consider it correct. But this is pretty much how they look with the tournament stuff. They all have the same face print. Lloyd has his rebooted one back. Kai has his hairpiece, same face, and same face. Alright, and here we have the Zukin Ninja, or the Jungle Ninja, whatever you want to call them. These are some great looking suits. These were also the ones used in LEGO Dimensions, so they were available through that as well. But just to start off, they do have the same mask mold as the ZX ones, except they no longer have the crown printed metallically. They have their symbol printed up there. But this was their kanji symbol, I think that's what it's called. But then they also have their elemental creature symbol on their chest, just like it used to be. And of course you see Zane is fully titanium here now, which is an awesome figure up there with the green ninja. It's a very, very cool figure. Lots of metallic print on there. He has the armor, the others don't. You can see Zane's power source a little bit through there. He's got the same knee pads, but Zane does not have the orange that the other 4 do have, because Zane's is of course metal. You can see some screws in there, looks very cool. But these do have orange or like a light brown kind of color for them. I think that looks very cool. They all have different little details on there. Cole has a knife, Jay has 2 kunai, Kai has little daggers, and then Lloyd has a sai printed onto their torsos, which is awesome. The knee pads look very cool too. These 4 have the same face prints as before, and then on the back you can see there's like a space for Cole's scythe or something, Jay storing whatever, Kai storing a sword probably, and Lloyd probably a sword as well. They've got some nice looking little storage back there. And then for Zane, you can see his face print through his mask has a visor, which is supposed to look like a little heads-up visor that he would have under his robot mask. But on the other side, you can see Zane's pure little face print. Very happy smile right there. It was about time we got a Zane smile. And this one has the blue eyes and everything, and I don't know if this will work, but it looks alright. With that, although a lot of people definitely do prefer to give it the blue visor because it looks very much more technical, and there's even a little printing in there with some text, very hard to see, but it shows that Pixel is inside of his head. And then we have Jungle Nia, which is just a wonderful figure. You can see we finally actually got the face of Samurai X, the mask that we always saw on the show. Look at that, it looks so cool, and I love the green added to Samurai X. Samurai X never had green on her before this, but now we have green armor giving a little bit of a red and green and gold look, which is a great color scheme for a royal-looking samurai. And it looks very cool, but Nia also on the back has an okay-looking face print. She looks she doesn't look too happy. It looks just like a content smile, I guess, but a lot of fans are not a huge fan of that face print, ironically, fans not being a fan of things. Ninjago and Star Wars fans can relate. But yeah, these are the jungle suits. Alright, so here we have the original Deepstone suits. This was actually, interestingly, the first time that we got this black shoulder armor, in this specific color. And it was also the beginning of these cool dual molded cowls, which we got for all the ninja, a unique color. Nia's is the most unique because it has red as a little on the top and sides, but the top and sides, the rest of them just have black. And this is the first time we saw the ninjas have primary colors and secondary colors. Well, more specifically Cole, that's what I meant to say. Because Cole, because he's the black ninja with the black suit, wouldn't really work. So now he has this gray as his secondary color and a little bit of orange on the chest too. So I thought that was very cool specifically for Cole. All their faces stay the same from the last one. You'll see Lloyd has that same face introduced and rebooted. Kai still has his original face. Jay, also the original face. Cole as well, the original face. That was pretty sad we didn't get a ghost face here back when this was released. And then Zane still has his titanium face with the other side, with the normal face on it. Looks like that. And then that also gives us an opportunity to see that the ninja have their elemental symbol like they used to, like the animal face kind of thing in there. Pretty cool. And then again, Lloyd, of course, does have the dragon one. And then Nia was very interesting because her suit, I don't know if it's technically a Deepstone suit because it doesn't have the black armor, which is in the show, but it does fit in with the rest of them and it kind of does match. So Nia is the first time we ever had the water ninja. She has the dark red robes with the azure highlights, which I like quite a bit. And there's her phoenix on the back, you can see through there, and she has golden armor. But this was also the start of a bad trend for the ninja, or just for Nia, because Nia had a normal Lego City female face here. And we would get these for a little while, you will see them. And it was quite annoying to get these on Nia's, because Nia is supposed to be her own individual character. It was pretty annoying that we just got a very, very basic face that we used in other city sets. And then for Wu, this was an interesting Wu. We got the gold hat, same face and beard as last time, but he's got more intricate robes, and he has gray hands, which I always thought was interesting. This is more like a Master Wu kind of robe, got some shurikens tucked in the back. I think this feels like, to me, Wu's first robe that's actually like dedicated to fighting. I like it a lot. Alright, now here we have the Air Jitsu suits for all the ninja over here, and I threw this one in. This is Retirement Wu from when he's working at Steep Wisdom, Wu's tea company that he had in Season 5. So it's just a lot more relaxed, more basic robes. The opposite of the last one, very much made for comfort, and it's got nice gold detailing on it. I like that one quite a bit. But for the others, these are their Air Jitsu forms when they're all powered up. And these four came out, oh, this is the wrong mask for Jay. I'm very sorry about that. I don't think I have the right mask, but that symbol is not supposed to be there. Again, I apologize. But these four were released in 2015 with the rest of the Ghost sets when Air Jitsu was first introduced. But interestingly, Lloyd and Nia were both added much later on because they never really learned in the show. But yes, both of them were introduced in the Day of the Departed wave in Yang's dojo, which was a really cool set. But like I said, these are very specific Air Jitsu suits, and they all have unique face printing. It is a little similar to the NRG face prints for Kai and for Jay, but they're pretty different overall. You can see all the basic ninja's face. They look really cool. Lots of energy coming out of the eyes, and I forgot Nia here. Nia's face is probably one of my favorites. It really looks like her in the show to me. I like that mouth print quite a bit, and I like the waves that are coming out of her eyes. Just very unique to me. And all of them, again, do have lots of reflective detailing, like you can see on Lloyd. Kai's is very cool with the gold. That looks awesome. Jay, the lightning, looks sick. Cole's got also some gold on there, but not nearly as much as Kai. Zane, lots of silver on there. And then for Nia, we got the blue reflective, which is just very, very cool. So I like these all a lot. And then on the back side, they have their same animal symbols like they have been having for quite some time with these suits. And then Nia has her phoenix in the back, of course. Nia's a little bit different than the others. But overall, I think these are one of the most unique ninja suits. And while I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they have the colored arms and then the black torso for the 5 guys, and then for Nia, the red one, which does match their Deepstone ones really good, by the way, but I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. But I do definitely love Zane's face print. Don't know why, just always adored that one. And now we get into 2016, and first of all, there are two main things that you should notice here. Cole is a green face. Yes, he is a ghost here. This is a very cool face. I'll show you it when I show all their face prints. And Nia is red here. She kind of gave up the blue except for the thing on her torso, which at the time I was really not a huge fan of. I'm still today not a huge fan of Nia with mostly red. I like when the red and blue is balanced. And then also Wu is the same suit as the original Deepstone Wave 1, except he now has this pilot hat for when he's piloting a hot air balloon in the Tiger Widow Islands set, which is also very cool. So yeah, like I said, Lloyd face print, Kai face print, both the same. Zane face print also the same. Jay, because this was a wave centered around him, has a new face print. We finally got to see Jay smile. The fun character smiling. Crazy. And then Jay on the other side also has a sad face, which is really, really good to show lots of emotion for Jay during this whole wave. But Cole's face is one of my favorite Ninjago face prints of all time. This is Cole, very happy with the ghost face in that nice sand green color. And then for Cole on the other side, we also have another more serious one, which I absolutely love. Anyone that's watched my series will know that I use that face quite a bit. And then for Nia, you can see over here, she does have the same face that she had before. I don't have it on the figure right now, but it is the one that had that on it. Sorry, I don't have that one. But like I said, would be pretty easy to find because it was an incredibly frequent face, unfortunately. But yeah, I like these suits a lot because actually, interestingly, they all use the same leg pieces. Well, actually, these four use the same leg pieces as was used on the Deepstone variant, except Zane has a little bit different because Zane has these little buckles in the end that are gold, and they were silver beforehand. And then Nia's is also completely new because Nia, of course, didn't have the black Deepstone suit. But another really cool thing about this wave is that we actually got a dual sword holder. There was armor on only one shoulder, and they can hold two swords at the same time, going the same direction. I'm a huge fan of that, and it was used many, many waves after this, so I'm very glad. It's one of my favorite Ninjago armor pieces. Alright, and next up we have Day of the Departed. And again, you'll notice Nia is back with the blue. That is Nia's Day of the Departed suit, and it is one of my all-time favorite Ninjago suits. I think that suit achieves the perfect balance between blue and red that we won't really see at all again, which is very disappointing. But as you can see with these suits, they are very much inspired by the original pilot suits. They have the ropes on the front. But interestingly, we never got one for Lloyd, and we never got one for Nia. So this is the first time we ever got their emblem on their chest like that, which I think is very cool. But for the main four that did have those suits, theirs are more detailed than they used to be. And they implement details from their other suits. So just like in the ZX suit, Jay here has the silver arm, which I think is just awesome. Kai has lots of buckles, like on some of his other suits. Cole has specific buckles on his legs that remind me of his ZX suit, and Zane has similar little armor down there to his ZX suit, which I think is just awesome. And again, these guys use the same dual sword holder, like that. All in dark brown, which is the first time we got it in that color, except for Zane, who, in a good decision on Lego, uses a silver one, which makes me very happy, because Zane gets his own little unique one. And all their face prints were the same, except for, of course, Cole. He's got the new ghost scar. He's human again, but he has the mark of the rift on him, which is very cool. A very happy face over there. And then a not-so-happy face on the other side. I love these face prints. I use them a lot during my Ninjago Future Is Now era productions, and I've just become a huge fan of those faces. And then for Wu over here, just like the Ninja are all callbacks to their original suits, Wu's is definitely also one of those. It's very simple. He's got the symbol on the top right-hand corner of his shirt right there, his Wu symbol. The belt does not go down to the legs this time, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's okay. Probably just a budget thing. They didn't want to print another leg print for him. He's got the normal tan hat back again, and he's got the sacred flute on his back, although canonically it was broken by this time. I still think it is a really cool detail, and I like it. quite a bit. So yeah, these are the Day of the Departed suits. Alright, so these are the Hands of Time suits. And I gotta start out by saying that these are some of my favorite suits in all of Ninjago. Because they all have so much detail. I mean, this is the first time we even got toe printing on the Ninja. Look at that. They all have little shoes on. That is so cool. And also, we are reusing the same mask pieces as Day of the Departed, except for Nia, who now has a gunmetal and blue one, which is very unique. There's a lot less red. There's no actual physical red plastic on the figure this time, just printing in there that you see, but I still do like this one quite a bit. And if you remember as well, this was a Kai and Nia season. It was both. They were both on the box, and that's why both of them have new face prints there. And then you can see on the other side, for when they're doing fusion, they have gold eyes. Nia's actually have a dark blue outline on them. You gotta look very closely to see it, but that is really cool for her fusion face. And then for Kai's fusion face, he has gold eyes with an orange outline for the fire, and that is a very awesome face. And these were both new face prints. But there was also another new face print, one that we did not expect, but Zane got one. This time there's no more blue visor, he kind of ditched it, and there's a little dent in the top of his faceplate, if you see that. And his eyes are just a little bit lighter too, which I think is cool, and the outline on his eyes is also dark blue. And then on the back of Zane's, instead of having an alternate face, he has the plug on the back of his head that we saw in the last video, the circle in the back that's used on other Nindroids. I think that's really cool. It really solidifies Zane as part of the Nindroids just as a group, and it really makes sense that he would have that if the other Nindroids were based on his design. So I do like that quite a bit. And one interesting thing to note is that the main thing these suits have in common is that they all have black arms and black hands, and then they also have the black Deep Stone armor back again, which I think is a really, really interesting counterpart to the Air Jitsu ones, because look at Kai right here. Black arms, red torso, black arms. I think that's a very cool detail, and one of my friends pointed out to that, and I was like, yeah, that is very interesting. They look good together. They complement both areas. Alright, and here we have reached the LEGO Ninjago movie in 2017. September 2017 was when it came out in the US. That's when I saw it, and that's when I knew that it was a pretty good movie. It wasn't amazing, but I don't think it was that awful. But if there's one thing that I do know about the movie, it's that the sets that we got and the minifigures we got are incredible, and these suits are definitely evidence of that, especially Lloyd here. So Lloyd, as you can see it just in the reflection there, there's little dots of black printing on black plastic, which give his suit a texture, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, just wow. That is one great suit. It's got arm printing as well, which was pretty frequent during this. And then also, as you can see on all the Ninja, we have a new mask mold that will be used for a little while. You'll see it on several of the following ones in this video and the next. So it's very cool that they all have the new mask. All of them have a total black mask, except with the band around their forehead that includes their color. Except for Zane, of course. Zane received a very different looking suit here. Very robotic, very evident of that. And it's just all white. And then their faces are very unique. Lloyd's face, you'll see, has brown eyebrows and green eyes, which is fascinating for Lloyd. Kai's face here is also very different, although I feel like it does maintain a little bit of the look of the character from the TV show. Also has brown eyebrows and a little bandage up there. Jay was probably the biggest shift out of all the Ninja, I would say, because now Jay has obvious freckles and brown eyebrows as well. His little grumpy face right there. Cole was probably the most similar in my mind because it's very, very simple, just like his old face. Big eyebrows, angry mouth. That's all you got. But I think it's very cool. I like Cole's new face. Zane was another very big shift. You'll see right here. The skin tone is back, and now he has flat eyebrows and blue eyes with a gray outline. Very interesting. And then for Nia, of course, Nia, they just basically gave her a lot more personality, interestingly, which she did not have when they used a city face for her, but she had some when she had her old face. But yeah, that's Nia's face with the little beauty mark on the cheek there. And the lips are a little bit of a different color as well. And you can see we got 2 figures with toe printing here, and Nia was also given this little fabric skirt, which I think is very cool. Really implements a little bit of the samurai design into her. But one thing about Nia that's very interesting is that the blue is pretty much all gone, despite in the symbol. Oh, I dropped it right here. The symbol on her head, right there, that guy. And then a little bit of blue on her torso. So I thought that was very weird. But also, Nia did receive elbow printing with little pads on her elbow, which I think is very cool. All the ninja have the same symbol on their back, which is kind of their team symbol, just in different colors. I like Cole's a lot. Cole's is definitely my favorite suit out of all these. Jay's is covered with orange. First time Jay had orange detailing on there. And there's all the symbols on the back, and that also reveals their alternate faces. This wonderful Zane face. Yeah, it was a bit controversial, definitely still is. I'm more of a fan of Titanium Zane myself. But Cole's face, a lot of personality there, much cooler than he seemed on the other one. Jay, very happy, goofy. Kai, a little bit more goofy even, which is a little weird. And then there's Lloyd's happy face over there. And then Nia's isn't too different, but looks pretty angry. And I did not forget about Sensei Wu, who also received a nice fabric skirt, which I like quite a bit. It continues the pattern from his torso down. And then for the first time, Wu actually had tan legs with his own sandal print on there too. And on the back of Wu's thing, he has the same symbol as the rest of the ninja. And for Sensei Wu, he did use the same hat and beard, but he had a new face print too, which looks a little bit older, but I like it quite a bit, very detailed. Alright, and here we have the movie Spinjitzu. Chokin again?
What? What do you mean?
Seriously?
I'm just chilling.
Come on, come on.
You can't take me.
This guy, I tell you, this guy.
Ah!
Okay, so these are the movie Spinjitzu suits, and I think these suits are pretty cool, barring probably Cole's, which is interesting to hear because he is my favorite ninja, but I think his really breaks the pattern that we have going here. The ninja all have black arms and hands the color of their element, so look at that. They look pretty united, right? They also have their same movie headpiece, but with their color on the bottom, which of course does not change Zane's or Cole's, but I think they look pretty united, and I like the detailing on the torsos quite a bit, especially Lloyd's. That energy looks very, very cool. You can see it reflected right there with the gold. Yeah, all of them actually do have reflective stuff again, like that. That looks very nice on Kai's. Jay's lightning looks awesome. Cole has a little bit of bronze reflectivity on there, which gives a little veinage to the rock. You can see Zane's right there. And then Nia's. See that nice blue right there? I like it a lot. And of course we didn't get Wu because he wasn't one of the main ninja. But I think these are alright. It uses all the same face prints as the rest of the ninja. And of course the only difference is the torso print because all the leg prints are actually the same. And on the back we also got some really, really cool detail, emphasizing their symbol, their new symbols for the movie, and the element. So they're all different like letters. And they also appear on their headband, which I like quite a bit. I think the details go underappreciated on these suits. Now here we have some suits that we really, really wanted to get for the show, but still have not. We did get them for the movie, and it kind of works for most of them except for maybe Jay and Zane. So these are the casual suits that we got, which are the high school outfits of these ninja characters, and a lot of these were in the collectible minifigure series. Lloyd was in a set though, Nia was in a set. These three were collectible. Kai was exclusive to the Ninjago City set, the huge one, the biggest Ninjago set, which is a lot to put a pretty common character in that big set, but it does give him a little bit more value because now he does have this really, really cool, unique arm print, which I like quite a bit. And then Lloyd here they all have their new hair pieces, which were all custom molded for those characters, which is just so cool. We got so much attention to all these characters in terms of the plastic in the movie, even though they did not get a lot of screen time, which still bugs me. But it doesn't really matter because it's focusing on the figures, and I still think these are really, really wonderful figures. So you can see Nia's got the cool outfit, ripped jeans, again, toe printing, sneakers, striped shirt, leather jacket. Very cool. New face print too, looks a lot happier there. And then we have Zane right here. Very, very, very happy. Almost creepily happy. No, definitely creepily happy. His crew cut does not extend down the sides. Now that extending down the sides is done through a gradient print down the side of his head, which is a very, very interesting take on that. But I think it does kind of work if you look like that. Looks alright to me. He's got the little sweater too, which I think has aliens that may be referenced to Lego Alien Conquest. I think that's definitely a possibility because of the shape of them. For Cole, he has another new face print here. Very, very angry, or maybe just rocking out because he's got his Ninjago AC/DC shirt on there. Definitely putting more into Cole's musical side for the movie. And on the back of it, you can see World Tour 1985 sold out, which would be, again, referenced in a Sons of Garmadon set, which is very cool. And then this definitely emphasizes Jay's very nerdy personality. He's got his messed up hair over there. And he's got the scarf, which is used to generate static electricity in the movie for his electrical powers, which is pretty cool. He's got a very nerdy 80s looking shirt with little lightning bolt details in there. Then blank on the back, and his face is super goofy, but I like that one quite a bit. And then Kai has the same face print, but he has his very, very, very tall hair and his awesome red jacket. And Lloyd's got the classic hoodie, but I like it quite a bit. And then on the back, you can see minimal details on Lloyd, and a big detail on Kai's, because again, more expensive set equals more detailed figure. Alright, so here we have the Sons of Garmadon suits. Now these are one of my personal favorites, and I really, really liked how they looked in the show especially, because you can see each of them has like a unique little texture pattern on them. It's probably most obvious on Zane, you can see that. You can see it on Nia too, but all of them have that, and in the show, that was really, really, really prominent on their arms and all of the legs and everything, so I really, really thought that was cool. And of course, this also uses the new movie masks. But if you notice, there's a little bit of a difference. The color of the symbol, like Lloyd has gold, Kai has orange this time, white for Jay, orange for Cole. They have a specialized color of their symbol, which is very, very cool. And in particular, I'd like to point out the fact that they do look something like their movie suits. You can see Kai and Nia look very similar, but Nia also does have the skirt like in the movie. Zane has a very similar design to his movie suit. Cole retains the sleeveless stuff from his movie suit. Jay has the straps and everything, and Lloyd's pretty much looks like a color-swapped version if you swapped green and black with his movie suit, which is pretty cool, and I like the gray on Lloyd a bit too. But let's show you what's under the helmets, because, not helmets, masks, but there's some, the movie faces, you can see in the last video. There we go, there's Lloyd's first face, just the normal Lloyd face that we got for years, and I'm just showing you these now, so I don't have to go back and keep showing you guys later, because they do reuse these faces for a majority of the ones that I'm going to show you. There's Kai's, he's got the bandage on top like in the movie. There's Jay, little grumpy face right there. For Cole, I like Cole's suit for this one a lot. I like the orange details. There's Cole's face. Zane actually got a new face print for this year, so he is not the same as the movie one. There it is, looks very cool. And then for Nia, she is also using her movie design. You can see little kind of pouty looking grumpy face right there, and those are the base faces for all these ninja. And then on the other side, of course, you can see there's Lloyd's, much happier. Kai, much happier. Jay, much happier. Similar mouth shape for these three. I always thought that was interesting. For Cole, not as happy as the other guys, but looks pretty good still. Zane, very interesting case. We have the little outlet on the back of his head that we see on other Nindroids, so that's pretty cool to have back there, plus some vents. It looks pretty detailed. And then for Nia, Nia's is very similar. She's just smiling now instead of frowning, but it's a very similar face design too. And then you can also see that the ninja are using their skybound armor, the Air Jitsu suit armor, in gunmetal gray, which I think is pretty interesting. I like the look a lot, and I really like that all of them have the same color. It really gives a great sense of unity for these suits. For our second wave of suits, we have the hunted suits, and if you notice, the four original ninja, these four, actually are just modified versions of their last suit, which I just think is super, super cool. We didn't really get something too much like that again until a little bit later, but those actually aren't out yet. The Season 13 suits look like modified versions of the Season 11 suits, so we will see that again, but not in this video. But just for an example, you can see Zane's. Look, he's got the more metal on top of his armor. For Kai's, armor is torn open with some chainmail put over it. Looks very cool. For Cole's, one of his sleeves, or not sleeves, little shoulder straps was ripped off, and everything's a little more damaged. And then for Jay, he's got a whole new set of black armor, and his straps are patched up in a different way, and his belt is a different color. So that's the comparison between those, just so you can see. And then for Nia and Lloyd, if you remember, those two were stuck in Ninjago, while these four were in the first realm. So they have new suits. They look a little bit more rugged, like they're kind of scrapped together as the ninja are leading the resistance, which I think is very, very cool. But yeah, you can see that Lloyd has more of a focus on armor. Looks very armored in this suit, and that's why it's one of my favorite Lloyd suits. And then for Nia, just a little more pockets and stuff. Little blue on this suit. This is a very, very gray suit. The blue is very minimal, just like the last one, which is pretty interesting. And then on this side, all the way over here, yes, that is Teen Wu. So Teen Wu is Sensei Wu, of course, was turned into a baby, and then this is him when he's a teenager in the first realm. So he's wearing Dragon Master garb, actually, which was the disguise for him and Cole. But you can see his beard and his stubble's beginning to grow back. And he's got these nice white hair. That's actually a remolding of Cole's hairpiece from the Ninjago movie. You can see that very nice gold headband in there. It's dual molded. It's also got a little bit of a man bun sticking off the back with more dual molding very, very, very precisely in there, which I like so much. And if you notice, for all the ninjas' masks, they have a black mask on the bottom now to differentiate from the solid colored one on the bottom of the last suits. And I already showed you guys all the faces last time, but here are the back prints. I showed you Lloyd's already. Kai's continues the strap around. Jay's continues his pockets and stuff. Cole's, you can see the rip and a little scratch on there. Zane, see more of his straps. Nia, I showed you, and then Wu just has some more Dragon Master stuff on the back. But yeah, Wu's face print was also new. There we go. And then there's the other one, a little bit happier. All right, these next suits are very underrated in my opinion, and you can see that Lloyd and Nia are missing, and that is because these are only for the people that were stuck in the first realm. These are the Dragon Master suits, and they unfortunately never appeared in the show, but I really, really, really like their design. So let's get into it. But if you look closely, the four original ninja all have the same leg print, which is something LEGO has been doing to kind of like save on cost. They've done it before, and it makes sense. They did it for the movie Spinjitzu sets / Sons of Garmadon ones, which I guess makes sense. And then if you see the ninja all have straps like an air suit, like you see those. I like that quite a bit. Zane maintains a little bit of blue in his, right there on the collar. Cole's got the orange. Jay's got a little bit of white. Kai's all red. And they do have the masks back from the first wave from Sons of Garmadon. And I like the colors on the arms, too, for Cole with the dark brown ones, and for Zane with the silver ones. But also, Teen Wu received a Dragon Master suit. And this one's very cool, because we finally got this new mask part in gold, which is just awesome. And he's also got gold hands, white arms, and some really, really nice printing. He, of course, doesn't use the same leg printing as the rest, because that is gold. On his back, you can see a nice little dragon symbol. For the rest of them, they all have the dragon symbol on a little piece of armor on their back. There you go. Very cool, and I think these are really unique, and they definitely are one of my favorites. Gone are the days of the movie mask. This is the new ninja mask, and that was introduced in 2019 for Legacy. And yes, these are Legacy suits, so they do appear in March the Oni, but they are intended to represent just very generic versions of the ninja. That's so they can be used in situations in the past that can appear in like Cole's Earth Driller or like Kai and Zane's vehicles from the 2012 wave, but they made new versions of those sets under the Legacy brand, and that's what these suits are for. So you see, Wu's actually is just a revamping of the old suit that he had in 2011. So I think these are very cool. I like the new mask mold. I remember when this was revealed, I thought it was way too big. I didn't like the little chin dip down there, and I didn't like how big the headband was. But it's grown on me quite a bit, and a lot of that is due to these suits. These are some really, really nice suits. They're very consistent with each other. I think they have just the right amount of detail, except for maybe Kai's is a little bit lacking. But besides that, I like all of them. And all the ninja have the same face prints as before, except Zane, of course, was given this one instead of his silver one, because back in the day with the reflection of what these suits were supposed to be for Legacy, he didn't have a metal head. So that is Legacy Zane. And one thing that I was a little bit disappointed with is that Cole has a tiny bit of orange on there, but not enough to warrant it, I feel. I feel like the orange is just there and it's not very good. But Cole's is definitely my least favorite suit of this wave as well, because he has this weird scale mail under his torso. You can see a little bit in the reflection. You can see it more, yeah, right there, unlike his neck. I think his V-neck goes like way too low, and the scale mail doesn't really work for me. But besides that, I think these are really, really nice suits. I like Nia's. I love all the dragon detailing on them too, reminiscent of the DX suits, it feels like. And on the back, you can see they also have some cool detailing. Looks very, very nice with the dragon tail on them. And then their kanji symbol in the center. Cole's is a circle. It loops out the sides like that. Zane's is in blue. And then there's Nia's. And you can also see that these suits have these really, really nice tails descending from the back of the mask. And I like that quite a bit, but it makes it so you can't put the classic Ninja DX armor or the other armor from Skybound under these, which is a little bit disappointing to me. It makes customization a little bit less possible, which I'm not a huge fan of. But overall, I think these suits do what they intended to do, and they're pretty good. So now we have the secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu suits, and these are what I perceive to be, based on leaks, the new standard suits that it looks like future suits will just be modifications of, which I am definitely fine with, because these suits are really, really great in my opinion, especially Nia's. I like the balance of having a lot of blue on the torso, and the blue headband really makes the blue prominent, which I think is always important. Zane has blue hands, which always makes me happy. I like that. He's got the same face print as from the Sons of Garmadon wave. Blue belt as well. Cole's got orange again, just like how like the blue was emphasized on Nia. The orange emphasis on Cole makes me very happy. Jay's got a little bit yellow in the torso, which is always a good detail on Jay. And the yellow symbol at the top. Kai has like some tan print on his torso and on his legs, and then a little yellow print up there, which is awesome. I love the tan on Kai. I didn't think that would be cool, but it is. And then Lloyd, of course, has no gloves. I like the hands a lot. I don't know. I was wary on it at first, but the yellow hands is very cool to me now. And then, of course, he's got the brown arm, the dark brown one, which I like quite a bit as well. And the straps. Lloyd's just is a very cool suit to me. And if you also noticed, the Ninja have a different armor piece. A new armor piece was introduced just for this suit. And that's because, like I said, this little tassel on the back fits in there, in this little notch within the armor. So it looks really, really cool on there. Of course, as you can see, the armor can hold one sword behind their back, which I like a lot. And here's how all that looks. I like Cole's orange tassel quite a bit. Here's Zane's, and then Nia. So that is the new armor piece. And if you look closely as well, you can see that there is a little shuriken printed on top, or molded into it on top. So that's very nice. And it's all in gunmetal. So the last thing is that Sensei Wu here is very different. This is the biggest change we saw in Sensei probably ever, or at least since he was turned into a baby. But in like the actual old Sensei Wu, I think this is the biggest departure. So we have now, look at that, a dark tan hat. Beautiful. I like that quite a bit. I think it fits him. And also, Wu's got a cape now. Yes, he has an extra fuzzy little cape with a little serrated edge. You can see. Looks very, very cool. And under the cape, little dragon symbol on the back, and a red belt. And then Wu also finally has the hair going down the back of his head, just like his father had, which I think is pretty cool. And this was the first time since the movie that we got a new face print for old Wu, which is very, very interesting, and I'll show that to you now. I remember when this was revealed, nobody thought this was Wu, because to me, still, this doesn't really look like Sensei Wu. Sorry, it was a little tough to get off. I haven't taken this head off in a long time. But that's what it looks like. That does not look like Sensei Wu. It doesn't really even have a mustache like the old face prints used to have. But actually, as I thought about it more, I realized that it didn't really matter, because the beard piece creates the mustache. It creates all the facial hair that we need to have, so it doesn't matter if his face is not printed with it, because nothing's different. Also, I like how his eyebrows are very similar shape to the new Garmadons now, and he's got more of the traditional Ninjago styled eyebrows as they've come to be now, which I like quite a bit. So this new Wu was definitely a welcome addition for me. Alright, now here we have a little bit of a departure. We haven't seen something like this before, where all the suits are the same as the last ones, except for the mask. But this is not the same mask for each of the ninja. All of them have their own unique, dual-molded, partially transparent forbidden Spinjitzu masks, which is what these suits are, and I think these are just awesome. It's like flames coming off of the back of the ninja's mask. You probably see it best on Jay. That's the biggest contrast between the color of the mask and the color of the flames. You can see it on Zane's very well too. I'll turn him to the side so you can see what that molding looks like. Looks very, very, very nice. The only ones that I don't really like are Cole and Nia, which are normally my favorite color schemes of the ninja, except Cole's is of course a black mask, so the orange flame doesn't show up too well. A little disappointing there. And then Nia, of course, has a dark gray mask, so the blue doesn't show up as well there either. And then also Kai's is not the same, like it doesn't not show up, but it's pretty much the same exact color as his mask, so it looks alright. But Jay's and Zane's are probably my favorite for these. I like them quite a bit, and I'll just turn all these guys around. You can see all the flames coming off the back of their mask. Looks very cool, very unique, and I'm glad we have these. But this was not the last Forbidden Spinjitzu figures that we got, because we also, if you remember, got specialized ones. These are the specialized Forbidden Spinjitzu suits. So these are really unique, and they also have something about past Ninjago suits that I liked quite a bit, and that's the pairing of each ninja for their accent color. So you can see what I mean just by looking at them. There are 2 silver ones and 2 gold ones, and I like that quite a bit. Of course, their hand color stays the same as well, so Zane's got the blue hands again, if you notice right there, and the same leg print as his original suit. Jay, Kai, Zane also have the same leg prints as their original suits, but their torso looks like it's being torn up by energy, and you can see gold print on Lloyd's. Looks very cool. And on Kai's also has a gold highlight, looks very awesome. Jay, silver, and then Zane. Also, silver highlight on their torsos. Very cool. And then, of course, the masks are a little bit better now because they're molded on silver and gold, which are both relatively light colored. So the specialized color for the flame stands out a little bit more. Probably stands out the least on Zane's here, but all the other ones look really, really great. And also, the ninja have unique double-sided face prints for this wave. So here is Zane's. You can see, wow, he's got ice bursting out of his eyes. Looks awesome. And on the other side, we have a normal, smiling Zane face. That just makes me so happy. I wish we could get a yellow one too. But this one is still really, really good, smiling Zane. I like it. For Jay, you can see, very similar thing. Lightning shooting out of his eyes like that. Angry face. And then on the other side, a nice little innocent happy Jay, which is cool. And then we have Kai, of course, similar pattern, fire shooting out of his eyes, super angry mouth, and an innocent little happy Kai. A little bit grumpy there, maybe, or not grumpy, a little bit determined, And for Lloyd's also, another very similar little smirk. But from the front, Lloyd has energy shooting out of his eyes, and he's not gritting his teeth, he's just a little bit angry there. So I like these suits a lot. It was cool that we got specialized ones, but my least favorite thing is that we're missing Ninja. Come on, look at that. We're missing Cole, we're missing Nia. I think Cole and Nia's suits would have been really, really cool for this, and they could have maybe used gunmetal as their accent if they wanted to retain the 2 gold, 2 silver. They could have done 2 gunmetal, which would have worked really cool for them. But unfortunately, we did not get them. And it looks like that's going to be the continuation for a lot of the special small sets. This is a problem Ninjago's hitting right now because they're not doing full ninja waves for the specialized sets like Forbidden Spinjitzu or for the arcade pods, which you'll see in just a second. They're only doing a few of the ninjas, so we're left with partial teams of the ninja, which is pretty disappointing to me. But I do still like these suits for what they are, and I hope maybe somewhere down the line, like how we got Air Jitsu Lloyd and Air Jitsu Nia in a separate set, we might get these 2 missing ninjas somewhere in a set down the line. I hope. But here's the next suits. These are the Prime Empire suits, and these are pretty special because we did, in fact, as you can see, get a new mask mold and new armor mold. The armor mold holds up this clip, which holds up the ninja's life bar, which, because they are in a video game, they will need. And they look really, really nice in front of this lit up background. You can see the blue printing on them, which I like quite a bit. But yeah, so the armor holds that up. I'll show you how that's done later. And then also, there's a new mask with the VR type thing on it, and the ninja also have pixelated eyes on the inside, which is awesome. It shows how they have like little digital masks within the game. And also the design for these is just quite different because they have these little glowing blue circles all over the suits, which is very unique. Kai's and Jay's are quite similar in terms of their suit design. It looks like they just changed a little bit of the white graphic design on this side, and then the colors, so they have very similar suits there. And as you can see, Nia has a different color. She has light azure for her highlight instead of the dark azure like she had before, which is quite interesting to me, and I think that's pretty good, because beforehand we would see that Zane had details in the same dark azure that Nia had the same details in, and I didn't think that was the best idea. So now Nia has like her little own unique shade of blue, which I hope they maintain for the future, because it definitely gives Nia a little bit more definition as a ninja. You can see, again, just like the Legacy suit, Cole has orange on his belt, but nowhere else, which again is a little bit disappointing, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so the new armor piece is unique. It has a little place for the pin to fit in there, which holds up the life bar, which is very cool, and also space to hold 2 swords. So that's a very, very multi-purpose armor right there, and I also like the way it looks on the side. You can see it's got those nice shoulder pads. And I like the white highlights on these ninja for the most part. It looks pretty good. And then on the back, you just see they all have the same armor piece. And how they look from the back, I like the white arm on Kai and Jay. And then Lloyd also has mint green now. So you can see his arm has mint green, and there's some mint green printing. I think that looks really, really cool. I like it quite a bit, and I think it fits Lloyd well. And I like that the ninja have new accent colors that we hadn't really seen before in Lloyd and Nia. But of course, Zane is absent. That's because Zane's programming forbids him from entering Prime Empire. But we have seen some renders of a Zane digisuit, but I don't know if we'll ever get that. I think that'd be another great figure for a potential Ninjago collectible minifigure series, just to fill in the gaps like that. Very glaring gap right there. But besides these, the ninja also have new face prints. Here's what Nia's looks like underneath. Look at that. You can see her lips just under the mask, little digital mask. Cole's got an angry face. Jay has a little bit of a frown, and as you can see, they all have unique mouth prints under these. They could have very easily just reused a print for all the boy ninja and just made them all look the same, but they look quite different. They all have just a little bit of differentiation between the mouth, which I think is very cool. And also on the other side, we got another exclusive face print for these ninja. Lloyd's is very similar to his Forbidden Spinjitzu special one, which I'm not a huge fan of. Kai's is great. Wonderful expression to have. like a very afraid and just like losing Kai. Maybe for when he lost one of his lives. We have right here Jay's, which is very similar to the Forbidden Spinjitzu suit as well. And then for Cole, here's a unique one. It kind of looks like Lloyd's face, his normal face print from the Sons of Garmadon wave, but it's for Cole. And then last but certainly not least, we have Nia's face print, which is very similar to Cole's, except, of course, for Nia, it's like a little bit more of a happy, snarky face. And I like them all quite a bit. It's really cool that we're getting so many different face prints for these ninja in this design, because then if you're doing animation or something, you can really, really make them expressive, which I'm just a big fan of. All right, so now here we have the Avatar Ninjas, and these are special because these are customized avatars for the ninja within the game of Prime Empire, but 3 of them came in arcade pods, these little pods that contain 1 ninja, or 2 ninja. They came with the digital ninja, with this one, for example, for Lloyd, and this cool one, which is the Avatar, Lloyd, and these 3 all came in those pods, and that's why they look so much better than these 3. These 3 are very much not specialized. You can see Cole and Nia especially don't really have leg prints. They just have black legs. Meanwhile, these are very cool and specialized. We got new hair mold colors for Kai and Jay there. Jay's hair in white looks awesome. But let's just not address the most amazing thing that's happened in Ninjago in years. Yes, we finally have Pink Zane. Oh my gosh, it had been years asking for this figure, hoping for it, and finally, here we are. We have Prime Empire Avatar Zane, even though this isn't actually Zane's avatar from what I've seen so far. You can see there's got a little bit of the rope printing on the back, and no, this is not Zane's original face. This is Zane's new face. So it doesn't look perfect. I'll go grab Zane's old face to switch it out just to show you guys what it looks like. So this is what the figure is definitely supposed to look like. Let me replace this head. Wow, that is Pink Zane right there. Let me throw the mask on real quick. And let this be a reminder that when we get new suits without the right modern face print, for example, the new Young Lloyd that's going to be coming out with the new Legacy sets, we don't need to complain about the face prints because this old Zane face print existed for years, just like Lloyd's existed for years. So if we want to, we can just replace the face print. I think it's a pretty great idea. So that's how Zane's looks. Very cool. Nia, of course, is a little bit of a diver. Cole is like a lumberjack. I think that's supposed to be something like Rocky Danger Buff. He's disguised from Season 8, but I don't think that is done very well. Also, it's just a reuse of a torso print that had been used in Lego City for a while. But these 3 are definitely the standouts of this selection, besides Pink Zane, of course. You can see Jay has light blue hands, and he's got the headband up there. Looks very cool. There's his back face print. Look at him singing. Oh my gosh. What an expressive face print. We don't often get face prints with a wide open mouth and closed eyes. Kai is like kind of the flaming shogun here. He's got his own unique torso print as well. Sleeveless. He's got like red markings over his eyes. Kind of reminds me of Harumi, which is very cool. And then on the back, of course, he's got the snake. Looks awesome, but with no alternate face print. And then for Lloyd, Lloyd is the biggest change in hair. Not even the same hairpiece. This is Lloyd with a gold mohawk. Who would have thought we'd see that? But he also has the half mask on over his face, but below it, you can see that Lloyd's face has a little bit of gold speckling around the sides. Looks maybe a little bit like facial hair, because also right below his chin, you can see it pretty well there. There is a little goatee. Let me use this right there. A little goatee under Lloyd. Look at Lloyd growing up, hit puberty. But yeah, Lloyd's also got golden legs and a nice shirt that is open in the front and on the back, of course. In typical Lloyd fashion, he's got a hood. So these are the Avatar suits. They're very, very interesting. I don't think they're very consistent though. These three are definitely far superior to these three in terms of style, although this was indeed a wonderful figure to get, but I think these two are pretty disappointing. And now we have our final ninja suits that are actually a group, and these are the new Legacy suits. Legacy 2, you may call them, and they are, of course, a Legacy-fied version of the Tournament of Elements suits, you can see, because they all have the sleeveless design, not just Cole this time, they all got it. They have their same base print and hairpiece that they've been using for a while. They got all that in there, but the torsos and leg prints are new. Interestingly, there is a spelling error on the torso. So in Ninjago text, this does not say master like it intended to. It says manter. They use the letter N instead of the letter S, which I think is very funny, and I know that they'll be correcting this with the next wave. So I'm excited to see if later releases of the sets that include these three have that corrected from manter to master, because that would that technically count as another variation? I really hope not, because I don't want to have to get duplicates of these and say one has manter, one has master. That would be pretty annoying. But I do think these are pretty cool designs. I think they represent Legacy pretty well. They're used in rebooted Legacy sets as well, which is interesting. Don't know if it works perfectly, but on the back you can see Cole's got some nice orange detailing. Jay, of course, little storm cloud, and Lloyd's got a new little dragon print, which is very cool. So I think these are very basic, but I think they're a good way to get the hair pieces, and I think they work pretty well. Alright, now here we have a very special selection of suits. These are the special variants of characters, and some were released much later than the original waves. So this Zane is not the case for that. This was released with the original wave, and this is just a damaged Zane. You can see this was the original damaged Zane face print that we got for Rebooted, and like I said, it does not continue around the side. But it does look very cool. You can see his chest opened up with his power source on the inside, freaking out like that, shooting out lots of electricity, or maybe ice energy, can't really tell. And the back also has his same look for Rebooted, because this was actually supposed to just be a version of this suit, but like it's open up. So you can see this one has the nice little organized printing on there. This one's bursting open, and you can see the back print is very similar, but this time Zane has the silver arm, so there's more metal showing on the side of this one, which I always thought was a very, very cool detail, that we got two different variants of the same suit pretty much, which we will see a lot later in different videos. And then of course we have Nia as a kabuki. You can see she has the nice wrist bracelet piece that was a little bit of a reveal in the show, a running thing in the show for the Samurai X to have that. She's got the nice dragon print on her, and of course the white hands, the makeup, and the white face print. Nia also has another face print on the other side. This one looks more like the movie Nia, which is interesting because, yes, it was released during the movie era, so it looks very cool though. I'm a big fan of this figure, and I'm glad that we finally got her so we can have her fighting Klaus like this, and there's the bow tied on the back and everything. And then here's the big one. Oh my gosh, there he is. Pink Zane, finally. Now I know this isn't the right face print. This is the old Zane face print, but I felt like I just had to put the old face on there because this is the Pink Zane that we all know. I know he may come back in Season 12. I haven't seen it yet, but this just looks right. I'm so glad that we finally got this. And Kai's suit gets thrown in the wash with Zane's, and that turns into that. That is just the best. I'm a huge fan of it, and I'm very glad that we finally got Pink Zane. Also, there's an addition. On the back of the original suits, they had no print. But on the back of Pink Zane, the ropes wrap all the way around and tie on the back a little bit. I just think that's a fun detail. And of course, getting everything in pink is just such a good deal. So I'm very glad we got these special suits. Alright, so here we have 3 possession exclusive figures that don't really fit in anywhere else, and these ones definitely deserve to be talked about. So this one, probably the least out of the 3, but Wu with special golden designs was exclusive to a book. It's got Wu's symbol on the back, of course, golden hat, and I like this torso print so much. It's a shame that we never saw it anywhere, because that detailing looks really, really cool. I'm a huge fan of this one, and I don't know what to call it, but I sometimes call it like some sort of legacy Wu, because I feel like it references the old suit while not being the same, but I'm not sure. And then in the middle, of course, we have the one, the only, possessed Lloyd. This is when Lloyd was possessed by Moro. His suit, Deepstone suit, somehow turned from black to dark green. Very weird, but this was also the source of 2 new molds, one of them exclusive to this figure, which is this one right here, which is very, very cool with the green printed on there, not molded in, of course, but it's got nice detail on there. And Lloyd actually has a mint green face print here, which is really, really cool. I love that. He's got lots of detail on there. Around the eyes look very sunken and spooky. The other side of the face, there's nothing. You can see the molding actually on the back of this print. Looks like tattered fabric on the back there, and then he's got the nice shoulder pads. And if you look really interestingly at Lloyd's torso, you can see his symbol from his Deepstone suit is actually shattered. Here's a comparison. There are their 2 torsos. The little emblem in the middle is shattered open with green fire coming out of it, which I think is just super cool. But as a version of this suit, I think it does work, and I think just overall, this is a very, very cool figure. One of my favorite Ninjago figures. And then this one was one we've been waiting to get, and one that we have not gotten any of the other Ninja in, so it'll probably be a while until we get that finished. I think a great way to finish this wave of the old Ninja, the Ninja as Sensei, that where their outfits reflect Wu's outfit, like that, which I think is a great detail. But I think a great way to finish this wave of suits would be in a Ninjago collectible minifigure series or something. I think that would be really, really cool. But yeah, Jay does have his normal hair there. He's got a eye patch print. He's got a little facial hair there, which is very cool. Nothing in the back, except very, very similar again to Wu's on the back, which I like a lot. And then also, there's some great arm printing there. He's got lots of small details on the printing, makes it look like fabric with silver details. He's got his new movie symbol on the shoulder, right there. And then interestingly, look at this. Side leg printing. Oh my gosh, we never see that. And to get it on a Ninjago figure is absolutely fantastic. I can only pray that we get more of these figures later on for the rest of the Ninja, because I'd love to get their old face prints and everything. Alright, now here we have our 2 Day of the Departed special figures that don't really fit in. This is, of course, Cole RX, or Rift Extreme. I'll give you a look at him later. And then Zane in his prison garb, which has an exclusive torso print, which I think is very, very cool. You can see Zane's power source shining through the blue wires and everything. Looks very, very cool. Awesome that we got a specific figure based on a little thing that we saw in the show. I wish we could get that more often. Like I was saying, we could get stuff like that in a Ninjago minifigure series. You can see Zane's face peeking out a little bit with the hair. And this specifically was the first time we got Zane's hair in this titanium color, which was fantastic. Oh my gosh. So many silver Sharpies went into making Zane's hair silver like this before, and now we finally actually have it. So 2016 was a great year for that. And then you can also see on the other side of his face, we have the visor again, which does not look very good with just the hair on it. I always think that's pretty funny. But yeah, this is Prison Zane, and I'm just very glad we got that in the Cryptarium set. Hopefully we get more specific variations of Ninja just like that. And then for Cole Rift Extreme, this is another one of my all-time favorite Ninjago figures. So it's based on Cole's suit from the Day of the Departed wave, of course, looks just like it, sans the armor. And he has the same face print with the scar and everything. You already saw that one earlier. And then his torso, you can see, has magma breaking through under his symbol. Really does remind me of Possessed Lloyd, with the fire coming out from behind that. Very similar kind of vibe here. And a very cool thing about Cole is that look at those arms. He has translucent arms. We have not gotten that on, I don't think, any other Ninja. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we haven't gotten translucent arms on any other Ninja, which I think is very cool. And also arm printing going up the sides. Looks like it's traveling from his glowing magma fists up into his shoulders, which is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Ninjago figures ever, and I just have a lot of fond memories with it. Okay, now here we have the rest of the movie figures that don't really fit into other categories, and this one is because We have Lloyd here, again in his casual outfit, looks a lot like the past one right here. And actually, it's exactly the same, except for one thing. Lloyd got his own custom mold for this hood piece with his hair sneaking through, which is awesome. A custom piece, wow. You can see the other side of his face, there's nothing there, but he does have a little bit of arm printing, just like the last one, maintains the same sweater. And this one, at first glance, may look exactly the same, but it does have a unique face print. This is a little more edgy Lloyd. You can see he's smiling, happy over there, definitely edgy over there. And you can see also no white shirt on this one, because this one has his ninja suit peeking through. This is Lloyd about halfway through transformation from his normal clothes to his ninja suit, probably hiding under his clothes, which I think, again, is very cool. Like this suit quite a bit. It's fun that we have two very minutia-focused variations there. I like that a lot. And then we have the two other Kendo suits that we got official full figures of that were totally unique and fit with each other, because a lot of the Kendo variations that we supposedly got for the movie aren't actual variations. They're just one headpiece that you can put on a figure, so I don't officially count those, but you will see a little bit of that later on. And then Lloyd's, of course, just has the black Kendo mask, totally, with the gold faceplate and then black samurai armor. Right here, we also have Kai with the same black samurai armor, but it's over his normal suit as well. And Kai's mask mold is the same with the gold, but it also has Kai's red detailing on there, which is pretty cool. And Kai's also got a face print under there from the collectible minifigure series as well, where he is very, very angry. Got that huge D-shaped mouth like we saw in Zane earlier as well. And then for Cole, this Cole was exclusive to Ninjago City Docks. And you may say that some of it looks unexclusive, but the torso actually definitely is exclusive, and so are the leg prints, which always fascinated me a lot. They're very, very different. If you pause and go back and look at this leg print versus that one, they're very subtly different. So that's very interesting, but Cole has the same face print as well. Alright, now here we have two suits that are quite controversial. These are both of the Woo Crew suits, the white and the black version, and LEGO could really never decide if these were canon or not. They were used somewhere, but never on screen, and we did see a little bit of them being used in the sets and in the little ninja battle pods, and some people say that these are different versions of the Kendo because there were ninja Kendo masks included with them. But I just say that they're basically the same suit, but swapped out for the face. They do have different back prints on them, so I say because I have these and I have all the ninja with their hair pieces from the movie era, I consider myself having all these suits because they are all identical, like I said. So yes, here are both of the Woo Crew suits. We have some special cases. Of course, we have two different Zanes here, although this one doesn't look too much like Zane, but I do think that the hands were a giveaway. Back when we didn't know who this Ice Emperor was, I was always of the opinion that it was Zane because of the hands and the eyebrows. You can see they're very similar shape to Zane's under that little ice crystal design on top of them. But this is a really, really great figure. You can see, of course, that he's got dual molded armor with the clear blue on his shoulder, but also the white main part. And same thing on the helmet. It's got dual molded on the inside to give it a nice icy look, which is very cool. Of course, he's also got the ice horns up here, which looks awesome, and a general ice print all over. Of course, he is the Ice Emperor. I would assume there's some ice on the guy. Here's the print under the torso, just so you guys can see it, and the nice little mask print on there. Although I kind of wish that that mask was molded, because in the show, the mask is not printed on the face like that. It is molded into the helmet, which would be cool to see, but I understand LEGO not making a new mold specifically for this one figure. But here is Snake Jaguar, the other Zane. You can see he's got Sons of Garmadon garb on his torso, and then he's also got silver legs, which makes me wonder, is that Zane's naked legs? That's kind of weird to think about. But besides that, I think it's a good figure. That's his SOG disguise, of course. He's got a nice angry face there, exclusive face print to this figure, actually. And he's got the possession armor, of course. Looks very cool. Sword holder in the back. And here we have an exclusive Woo. This is Teen Woo in old Woo's garb, except it's not the same one that we got back then. This is a new print. with a new, very generic-looking black belt, which I like a lot. That could be used for a lot of mocks. If you don't want to have a specific ninja suit one, that kind of just looks like a black belt, which is cool. And then over here, we have Nia Legacy. But not just Nia, this is Samurai X Legacy, and there were a bunch of new prints for this. So Nia's got her movie face, a little bit different there. You can see the torso has the phoenix symbol on it, and she's got nice plated armor on there, and she's also got little boot printing, which is very cool. And on the back, of course, you can see very similar, and then another similar face print. So these are special cases now. Of course, Teen Woo also does have that printing on the back, the Woo symbol, and this is just another way to get this really, really cool dual molded white and gold hairpiece. But now to the Golden Ninja. So here are all the Golden Ninja from throughout the years of Ninjago. Of course, we have the original Golden Ninja, Lloyd, from the Stone Warrior wave. Very, very awesome. Dark green details on there. It's got the straps and everything. Golden normal armor right there. Golden hands. He's got his own unique face print as well. Doesn't look too much like Lloyd. That was always my problem with that face print. But it still looks good. You can see he's got the same straps in the back. This is just a golden version of the kimono suit, which is very cool. Of course, that was from that wave. And then we have Legacy Golden Lloyd. So this is just a Legacy version of this suit. But of course, this one does have the Legacy mask, so he's got the dark green strap on his forehead. And he doesn't have armor, although he was released wearing a golden version of the new Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu armor in a different set, but I don't think that makes it a different figure. So here we go. You can see the face print looks very cool. Got gold energy shooting out of his eyes. You can see it in the reflection there. On the other side, you can see no energy shooting out, but a little bit more of an angry gold face, which is different. And he's also got that same new or newish dragon print on the back. Looks very cool. So that is Legacy Golden Lloyd from, of course, the first Legacy wave. Here we have an exclusive Golden Kai. This is Golden Kai from Rebooted when the Ninja were in the Digiverse and were sharing the golden power and were to defeat the digital overlord. This is what they looked like. They had basically a golden version of the Rebooted suit, which I think looks very cool. He's got some red details on there, which is awesome. He does have the incorrect armor piece. It was kind of just thrown on there, and also the mask is not something that we saw, which you'll see again in just a second. But this is the incorrect mask, and the leg printing is also not accurate to what we saw in the figure in the show, but I don't really care because it still looks awesome. And also we got a new Kai face print. Oh my gosh, a classic Kai face print of him smiling? Unheard of, but I love that face print, and I think it's really, really great for Kai. And then to Zane, this is from the same situation that Kai was from. You can see Zane also on the back. It's got the same little buckles. I'll show you guys too, just to compare. Same kind of belt. Those two look pretty united together. I like that. And Zane actually does have accurate legs, because in the show, the legs were gold when they did this. They were just plain gold with no printing on them. Which I wish they did for Kai, but I don't think it's that difficult to get gold pants and put them on Kai to make him more accurate. But also, like I said, with some past stuff, he has the wrong face print, but that also doesn't change my opinion too much. But the main thing that both of these two figures are lacking is the half mask, the rebooted mask. We need that in gold if we want to accurately represent these figures, but we just don't have that yet. So that's a bit disappointing, and I'm a little bit sad that they didn't take the opportunity to not include this Legacy golden mask, but to include a half mask, because in this same wave of Legacy stuff, we are getting Ninja with the half mask, so I don't understand why they didn't get the half mask for that. It's a little disappointing, but besides that, I think it's a good figure. Torso print is really, really nice, and it's a very welcome addition to the Golden Ninja collection. And then up front here, we have Golden Woo from the Skybound collection. This is Woo wearing the armor of the first Spinjitzu master, the Dragon Master armor. And if you notice on his right, that is also Woo. So that would never happen because this little guy grows up to be this guy, but I just also wanted to show that this little Woo figure is technically another version of Woo. So look at him. Little guy. Very cute. I like the use of that. But then also, for Wu here, you saw his Dragon Master suit earlier. The one with the normal Sons of Garmadon / movie mask. But this is different than that. All the prints are different. The only thing that's the same is the face print. And you can see also, this is a really, really cool dragon face armor. If you look on his shoulder right there, there's a dragon's face with an eye, nostril, and teeth molded into it, which is awesome. It's got scales on the front, adding to the dragon effect right there. And then also, on the back, there are 2 studs for holding things, and you can see also the dragon mold is continued. And we also have the samurai helmet in gold, but with the new legacy attachment. You can see the silver little crescent-shaped piece to give it a nice shape. And I'll show you what the printing looks like under this huge armor piece, which also kind of works like a half mask. You can see in front of the face, but that's what his face looks like. You saw that earlier, but that's the torso. And I think overall this is a very, very nice, nice figure. I think that looks pretty awesome. And interestingly, we never did get this mask in gold with the white until now, but that actually really works to put on Dragon Master Wu. That kind of looks like a legacy version of Dragon Master Wu, which I think is just something cool to point out. But of course, the samurai armor is probably cooler than that. Alright, now here we have our Lord Garmadon figures, and these were the first 3 original variations. So you can see with the original, the classic samurai helmet was used in a lighter silver. Looks very cool, much wider, and I honestly really prefer this helmet design, but you can also see the face print there. Looks alright, looks a little bit dim. I think printing on black again was not the best detail back there, or didn't allow for the best detail. You see the purple belt. Looks very cool. There's the rib cage that Lloyd was trying to impersonate in his original outfit, and there's just no back print. And then, here was the big deal. I've never seen the leaks for this. Wow. That is Garmadon with 4 arms. Same torso print, or at least very, very similar. No noticeable differences. Same face print as well, or same case, like what I said last time. But this time he has the new samurai helmet piece, and it is in gunmetal gray, not the silver color. So it is much thinner, but it does allow a little bit more of a clip on there, which looks pretty good. He's got the same bone on there, and he's got this torso extender piece. You can see clips on just where a head would, and allows for 2 more hands, so he can possess all 4, if you know what I mean. And then here we go for the 3rd Garmadon. This is supposed to be when the Overlord possesses Garmadon, so without this weird-looking face mask, that is the Helmet of Darkness that he is wearing, which allows him to control the Stone Army. And you can see it's basically the same Garmadon as before, just with a different helmet. But this face print, or not face print, face clip is supposed to represent the fact that the Overlord is possessing him. Does that look right? I don't think it's pushed on right. Yeah, no, we're fine. It's supposed to represent the fact that the Overlord is possessing him, which made him look much different than this in the actual show, but this is the closest that we got in the set. So I hope someday we will be able to get a much more accurate version of the Overlord possessing Garmadon. Alright, and here we have our last 2 figures. These are the Sensei Garmadons. Here's the rebooted Sensei Garmadon, and there's the Tournament of Elements Sensei Garmadon. You can see this one is more focused on dark green, this one more light green, which I think is pretty cool. I like this figure so much. One of my all-time favorite Ninjago figures. Just look at that torso. It looks very classical, yet retains a lot of Ninjago style, and he has Sensei Wu's little symbol on the back, so I guess it was just the symbol that the brothers share, which I like a lot. He has Lloyd's hair in dark gray, which is also one of my favorite Lego hair pieces. If you've seen The Future Is Now, you know I really like that hair piece. And his face print is the same for both figures, just a little old-looking face. Retains a little bit of the look of Garmadon, but not too much because, again, he is human this time and not very evil. And then for the Tournament of Elements one, you can see he has a little bit also of the faded green for his little robes up here under the main ones, which I like a lot. The white arms are retained between both suits. And on the back, he has the same symbol, but his shirt is being peeled back to reveal the Anacondrae tattoo. Yeah, he trained under Master Chen, so he does, if you remember, when they were looking for a spy, or looking for who was allied with Chen, they all had to get these purple snake tattoos. So you can tell on Garmadon in the actual minifigure that he worked for Chen, which I think is a very cool detail. Alright, now here we have one of the biggest changes to the show that the movie did, and that is Garmadon. He is back, of course, in his four-armed evil form, and he's got a new helmet mold for this first one, which is awesome, and then a very long cape as well. This stems down the front of his body like that, and then also down the back, but it's not split in the back. It's just a straight-up cape. And he also got a new mold for the four-armed piece as well, which I will show you right now, which has the nice little shoulder curves going up like that. Like it quite a bit. I like the armor detailing as well. Very reminiscent of the original Garmadon, except you can see in there, it's got the same rib cage back, but with a blue belt this time, which is a little bit interesting. The blue belt is back for the movie. It's back. You can see a little bit of that print right there, but then of course no printing on the back of the extender piece. And if you want to get a little bit of a closer look at the helmet, here it is. It looks a lot more like an anchor. You can see it's got that kind of shaping to it, but also looks very traditional samurai, like that on the back. And I think it looks very, very cool on the figure. It gives a very wide and imposing stature. And then the middle one is Jungle Garmadon, which is very, very weird to me, because if you look at the bottom, you can see he's wearing brown shorts, which brings to question, is he not wearing shorts there, which I don't want to get into. But yeah, anyway, this is Jungle Garmadon, got a much angrier face on there, and he of course has the new rice cap too, which goes a little bit lower, looks pretty cool. You can see how many abs does he have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a 12-pack? I think that's a 12-pack, and chest hair. So the LEGO designers really went all out on this figure. He's also got, right there, you can see a little pauldron on his shoulder. Looks pretty cool for the jungle. His back, again, you can see this is actually the old arm extender piece, except flipped around backwards, which is the same for the one on the right as well. So it kind of does look weird to have those ribs on the back, but I would excuse it as maybe he's got like a weird kind of Garmadon back on there. I don't know, but I do think overall this is a pretty cool figure. Also maintains the blue belt like the last one. And then on the right we have Flashback Garmadon / alternate Garmadon. I don't know what happened in the production of the movie that caused it to originally be called Flashback Garmadon, but as the movie stands now, this was Garmadon in the alternate life that he saw, or they saw himself having, where he could have been the best dad for Lloyd. This is him at his office job. You can see he's got nice normal work pants and a tie that goes all the way down 1.5 minifigure torsos, which is very funny. He's got the big 70s collar too. And fantastically, LEGO went in on 4 dual molded arms for the same figure. Look at that, short sleeve on all of them, which is absolutely hilarious. And you can see also he has the same ribs on the back there because it is the old piece. And his face print is very funny to me. He's got big gold shades on there, smile on there, I like it a lot. And then he also has the coffee worker from the LEGO movie. That was his original hairpiece. But in blonde this time, which makes me question, is Garmadon a blondie in the movie? I'm not sure. Now you saw it lurking in the back the whole time. Dread it. Run from it. Pajamadon still arrives. This is probably my all-time favorite Garmadon figure. I love it. His base is a volcano, so what does he have on his pajamas? Volcanoes, of course. And he's got clouds on there too, which is very cool. I used these pieces for my new creation season for Jay's pajamas. I think it works very well. You can see he also has arm printing, maintaining the same pattern around there, and like the other one, no print on the back, and he's got the ribs on the back as well. This figure also has the same face print as the original Garmadon and the helmet too, because a warlord like him would definitely sleep in a samurai helmet. And to end off this collection, we have our final 2 Garmadons. And of course, we have the Sons of Garmadon, which is awesome. His name is in the title, so I just said Garmadon twice, but it's very awesome. We also have a legacy one, which is representing the 2012 Garmadon, but in a new updated style. So one of the coolest things about this Sons of Garmadon is that he has purple goop dripping from his torso because he's been resurrected, and also a bit of a skeleton showing through there, which is pretty morbid, kind of gross for Lego. Didn't expect that kind of thing. But of course I like it, the design looks great. You can see some silver reflection in there too on the upper torso, but it is also very, very reminiscent of the movie design because also they kept the helmet, you can see, and gave him a straight up movie face with that goofy looking expression. So I was never a huge fan of that. I always switched it out with a more angry expression. But besides that, I think this is a pretty passable figure. Very, very similar to the movie in many ways, though. But for this last one, this is a great Garmadon. Super, super angry face. Oh my gosh, he looks almost feral there. It doesn't look too much like Garmadon, I'd say. I mean, he just looks very, very angry. And also the face lines are much darker here, if you look closely, than the ones over here, which is interesting. But he includes this black helmet, not gunmetal this time, black with the bone on it. And then he's also got, you can see the eyebrows a lot more prominently there. He's also got the original forearm piece in gunmetal once more. And on the back, just some little bit of back printing for detail. But these are some pretty simple Garmadon figures. I don't dislike them. I actually like the torso or the upper torso print on this one quite a bit. And this one is just a good representation of legacy. So yeah, these are great figures. What's up guys, Ninjago Studios here. I'm sitting on my set, just wanted to show you guys a new Ninjago project, a film I'm working on right now. I'm very excited for you guys to see that. But I wanted to say, eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed something missing from that whole video. One suit that fits the categories for all the other ones that I put in there, so it's not a magazine suit or a foil pack or something like that. It's an official suit, wasn't there. Does anybody know what it is? Got it right here. Nia, her skybound little plastic minifigure pack thing. The figure wasn't there, so if anyone has very, very good Ninjago knowledge, you probably noticed that, and yes, I do have the figure. And I'll give you a look at the figure right now. Alright, so here is the final figure, the Samurai X from Skybound, and you can see the printing is very reminiscent from the original Samurai X, except on a much darker palette. It's got the nice straps and the lines that I talked about. Normal Samurai X helmet right here, except this time we got a very show-accurate Samurai X face. Looks wonderful, just the eye bar, and then you've got, of course, a little microphone over that to give the intimidating voice. Red arms, black armor, and on the back we have an awesome, very accurate, beautiful Nia face. I really enjoy that one. It looks really, really good with Nia's hair on it. And then on the very back, there's no back printing. So that is the last Samurai X and the final figure for the Ninja Suit collection. Alright, so now that you guys have seen that, that was the last suit in the whole collection video, and yeah, this is pretty interesting. I did all of it this time, and the video is gonna be almost 2 hours long, so really crazy stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for being fans of my videos. And please remember also to like and subscribe. A lot of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, and I upload pretty frequently now, so if you want to subscribe and see my videos more often, that'd be a good idea. Alright, one more time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you around.
Choke on, 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 choke on.